Hi guys, welcome back to Mike's Miniatures, a place for all things mini wargaming. And as I alluded to, we're going to be taking a look at another more affordable kit. This one being the Wargames Atlantic Halfling Militia right here. This is a kit that I have currently purchased before and have done a review, but it's been quite a while since I last looked at this here. So let's just get right into the details here and see what we get within the box right here. So, classic fantasy range from Wargames Atlantic. This box will come with 40 hobbits in it, or halflings, because hobbits is trademarked by Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's family and things like that. So we have halflings, 40 militiamen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sprue, and I actually still happen to have a sprue left over, so let's take a look. And here is that sprue. So as you can see here, the sprue will come with 5 bodies, and since there's 40 hobbits within the box here, this is going to come with 8 very identical of these sprues right here. Of these 5 bodies, if I can take a look here, yes, we've got 1 and 2. 3 of them have like the armored greaves on the hobbit's legs, and the other 2 do not. They're kind of more lightly armored, but all 5 of them have this chainmail, sculpted on chainmail undershirt here with them. A few of them have their knives or short swords already sculpted on, with maybe some extra pouches and things like that. I really like how these 2 right here have gambesons already built, sculpted on over the chainmail, where this one looks like these 2 have sashes, like they are meant to have something, extra belts or whatnot, which kind of alludes that maybe they could be archers. And this one has basically a regular tunic right here. When it comes to the weapons on this one, as you can kind of see, it'll come with 2 halfling short bows, and it will have 2 arms with those short bows that have the arrows drawn. When you're clipping these off, when you get this sprue, be extra careful, because they are very thin and fiddly, and they can have a tendency to snap because there's a stretcher point halfway through. So just be very careful with it right here. They also, for ranged weapons, they've got 2 sling arms that can have them in active positions for throwing their slings, which is really cool. There's the 2 quivers for the 2 archer arms right here. And then we have these 2 arms are kind of like the stabilizer arms for the sling, but they can be used for other options right here as well. We then get 1 guy's arm with his sword kind of drawn, and then we have, here's one where the arrow has been loosed, and one where it's just kind of hanging down for marching kind of a deal. The sprue will come with an extra dagger that you can probably give for the 1 guy that doesn't have the dagger already sculpted on there like that. And then we have a little buckler shield. That's the only real complaint I have with this, is there's not a lot of shield options for the halflings. You would think that maybe they would, but they don't. But I do love that they have a little frying pan right over here that you can use. And these 2 arms right here are actually the co-arms for either the pike or the halberd right down here. You get 2 halberds and 2 pikes. 2 of them are in the marching position and 2 in the ready position. And your halberds, preferably halberd or pike, depending on which one you want, you can cut the ends off of the weapon and attach this chicken standard right here if you wanted, or just use it as in placement for some of your markers right here. It comes with a bunch of heads right here, and they actually have some unique styles right here. This head's a little loose because it's been knocked around, but this head right here, let's see if I can get a better closer view for it here for you. It's kind of got like a Bronze Age kind of look to it, with a chicken feather like crest. Right next to him we have a Robin Hood style hat. And then we have a kettle helm next to it, and a Norseman helm with the little nose guard right here. And we have 4 more kettle helms down here. Right next to it we have a Roman legionnaire, which kind of fits a little bit with the bronze helmet leader up here. We've got a guy with a headband. You could have him be like he's a lightly armored guy right here. Maybe he's got a headband from a head wound, whatever it is. 1 great helm kettle helm. 1 guy with kind of like a skull cap. 2 more Northman helms with the nose guard kind of a piece here, and then 1 more Roman helmet one. So it's basically, if you count this as kind of like a Roman helmet kind of a deal, we've got 3 Roman helmets, 5 kettle helms, 3 northern helms, 1 great helm, and then a skull cap and a wound covering head. So pretty good selection right here. All in all, this is a very good sprue. But let's take a look at what this kind of looks like right here with this. As from a couple years ago when I first did the review of this sprue, I actually got 2 boxes of them, and so this is the only intact sprue that I have left. The other one that I had, the other sprue that I had is not intact. It's actually been all the parts removed from my bits box, and so it's all over the place, but I'm glad I still had this one. But let me show you what we did with the other guy, all the rest of the models, and how they are built up. And here is the Halfling Army as I have it so far in its full glory, all set up. So yeah, like I said, this is basically 2 boxes of that Halfling Militia right here, minus 2 out of the 16 sprues put together. What we basically have is we've got 10 of the pikemen at the ready, with 10 in reserve at the guard, lazy guard position or march position. Same thing for the pikemen. Got 10 at the ready and 10 in the background. And one thing about this kit, it does not come with bases. So these bases are just generally what I sourced. I actually just, at the time when I first bought this, these box sets, it was just from my local game store or Amazon, I can't remember. It was like a box of almost 100 or 200 of the small old school bases that you would get for Warhammer the Old World. In fact, here's a Lothran Seaguard that I built and painted up a while ago, and you can see this is one of his bases compared to one of they're the exact same base size. In fact, this is a great chance right here. You can kind of just see the size difference here. This is my one custom guy. I used a bow like the arrow was released with the slingshot arm, gave him the 1 cap and the kettle or frying pan and a chicken familiar. This is my wizard, compared to a old world Lothran Seaguard or Elven Spearman right here. You can just see the size difference. He really is half the size of what a normal human like character would be. He is a halfling. So that should give you the size comparison. For those of you who don't do the old world kind of a deal, like historicals, here's some Deus Vult, poorly painted, still not finished painted, with their kind of base right here. So we'll just kind of get some a little bit lower with this one, but you can kind of see still about the size of a human. But let's go superhuman. Here's a firstborn, magnetized Black Shield Death Watch member compared to him. You can see significantly smaller, but firstborn Marines are pretty small, even with their Terminator like a Grey Knight. You can see just how small they are. Let's go more modern. How about a intercessor, Primaris Intercessor? Very, very different in sizes right here. Or of a character like a Black Templar, Sword Brethren right here. Very much his mace is as big as this guy. So very, very small, but still, as you can tell by, I don't know if my camera is catching it very well, but you can kind of tell that the details are there with this little guy, just with even the base coat right here. And along with the bases, as I'm sure you can kind of tell right here, this pikeman, I built him a banner to make him kind of like a bannered bear. And all this is just a piece of paper cut to shape and folded in half and glued together with some like epoxy glue, or basically Elmer's glue kind of a deal, and then Elmer's glue painted over the flag to kind of give it a good seal. And then when I prime this sucker, prime over it. So now I can build and paint anything I want on this banner. It still is paper, it'll still have some flex to it, and it can snap the banner, but at least it's light and I can kind of do what I want with it. Gives it some crinkle so it looks like a real flag kind of waving in the air. But yeah, can make it a little heavy. I might put magnets on the bottom of these bases moving forward so they have a little more weight to them and makes it easier for transport. Got 10 archers back here. Here's their little bugler right here, and I gave them the Northman helmets, and all my regular linemen I gave them the kettle helms. And then I gave my great helms to my veterans right here in the back, as well as all of the bucklers. So they're kind of like my little veteran knights. Gave one of them a halberd so he can, maybe I'll put a paper banner, probably won't, make him kind of like the standard guy to rally behind for the veterans. I don't know. But that's the Halfling Army so far right here. The biggest supporter of the channel has already put in her vote on what the color scheme will be, so we're looking at probably doing a green and yellow color scheme for these guys. Very Halfling Hobbit feel to them. But maybe I'll be able to record or do a live stream of painting these guys and answering questions. The goal is, once this army is done, maybe we'll get at least 1 or 2 games in with it. The main game I got these for was for 1-page rules, Age of Fantasy. If I finish building this out, and there's one more kit from Wargames Atlantic, if they sponsor the channel, hopefully, maybe I can ask them about reviewing that kit for them, the Halfling Cavalry. We'll do that and build up the cavalry, and some lucky subscriber of the channel might actually get this army given to them or whatnot, or maybe we'll put it up for like a auction for the channel or something like that for to fund the next project. But let me know down below what you guys think. Do you like the Halfling Army? Do you like this kit? I will have links down below also, so you can get the bases, the models themselves so far, for your own projects, if you don't want to wait for this one and don't want to enter into like that raffle or charity or whatever it is we're going to do down the road for it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and until next time guys, this is Mike. Bye for now.